Hello! This is the very first video of the year. For this first video of the year, I didn't really have any goals. I just wanted to take pictures of people. I think taking pictures of strangers is something I got a little more comfortable towards the end of last year. To continue doing that, I wanted to go to some places that I'm familiar with and some places that I'm not familiar with. For the familiar part, I knew exactly where to go, and that was a coffee shop that I go to at least 1 or 2 times a week. For the unfamiliar part, I thought about maybe doing something at night. Because for the coffee shop, I was gonna go there in the morning and do something in the afternoon. Now, where does one go at night to take pictures of people? I thought of Hollywood, but I think I'm gonna save the location for something else later. And then I remembered, there's a restaurant I've been wanting to go to since Christmas, and because they reopened for the new year a couple days ago, I thought maybe I'll take some pictures there and go for a walk in that area. Cause that specific strip has a lot of bars, restaurants, tons of people all the time. But as always, something happened, so I'll talk about what happened and what I ended up doing as we go through the photos. Every time I go to this coffee shop, I'm there really early in the morning, as in around 7 a.m. when they open for the day. Reason being, number one, I do wake up really early in the morning, and they get extremely crowded around 9 a.m. And that crowd does not stop until they close. Put your phone on vibrate when you record. But earlier on this day, it kind of rained and I didn't know whether I wanted to be there or not. I waited a little bit and I went there, the sun came out, and it wasn't as crowded. Because of that, instead of sitting inside like I always do, I was able to sit outside for a few hours, read, have coffee, actually 3 coffees, and talk to a lot of people. So here's my first iiix. What in the world is this? Because I was sitting outside, I wanted to find a different way to capture people inside of the coffee shop. And what I wanted to achieve here, if you look closely, was to capture this person looking at her phone. Now, the focusing is horrendous. This picture, is it even a picture? It's bad. Usually when I take a not so good picture, I have ways to turn that around. But that's something I wanted to do. And I just didn't bother. But here's one thing that I noticed. Because I was sitting outside, I had a really good view of all the customers coming in and out. In front of my table was his chair. This guy, very simple, with his coffee by his foot, clean, nice. After he left, another girl came by with her coffee and a book. This is something I never thought about doing, although I have a feeling this is a very easy thing to do. You, as a photographer, stay in one place and point your camera at one place the whole time and take multiple pictures throughout the day or even throughout the hour. Because in my case, I was able to see maybe 5 different people, but I only got to capture 2. I think something like this will be an interesting project to work on. It's not that difficult to do. You just have to sit there, capture different people, and hopefully the people are interesting enough. I took a picture of this place last year, and under one of the arches was a guy smoking a cigarette. Although the light was beautiful on this day and I knew I could get someone walking or standing in front of one of the arches, I wanted to capture it from a different perspective. I don't really know what it was, but something about the light here really drew me in. I don't know if it was the light hitting her hair and the wind as well, or the fact that the left half of the picture is well lit, while the right half wasn't. I was just so drawn to this scene and I had to get some pictures of her. I followed this man for about half a block. I saw the back of his head and the cigarette smoke coming out on the side. I just really wanted to get a picture of him. I don't know what it was on that day, including this woman a few minutes ago. I just wanted to take some pictures of people from behind. And instead of having good light over here, we had the cigarette smoke that became an extra element of the picture. And I wanted to show you two different versions of it, because if you were to talk to me this time last year when I first started my street photography journey, I think I would have liked this better. A tight cropped version of the picture showing the man and the smoke. But a year later, this picture speaks more to me. I don't know if it's because you're able to see the building in the background showing that this is in a big city, or it could just be the colors too. His brown jacket against a light brown, warm colored building. I don't know, what do you think? Would you prefer the tight cropped version or this original? So here's where my plan took a turn. Later that day, I went to Echo Park to get pizza. I got my pizza, I got my cake, I got my wine, and that wine kind of messed me up because I had one too many. And my plan was to walk up and down the strip and take some pictures. But because I wasn't normal, I went home instead. And because I was kind of doing this, pictures of people in nice light, I thought maybe I'll continue that in the morning. But in the morning, it rained, it was cold, and it was dark. But I know the overcast sky can give you really nice pictures sometimes, so I decided to go to Chinatown. But I didn't want to take pictures of Chinatown this early in the year because I know I want to go there for Lunar New Year in February. Lunar. But I knew I was gonna be able to get some good pictures there because I don't think I've ever been to Chinatown kind of early in the afternoon. I'm usually there again really early in the morning or way late at night. We're gonna see this guy a few times throughout the video, but this is the very first set I took of him. This is our guy from earlier. And I saw him standing in front of this wall and I wanted to get a picture of him just standing there looking at his phone. By the time I turned the corner, he was walking away, but I saw him in the reflection on the other side of the street and I decided to take my chance. Because I didn't want to lose him, I walked along with him, looking at the reflections. Not gonna lie, this is kind of cool. I've photographed and visited Chinatown so many times, but I never looked at this perspective. This is why I love revisiting places that I've been to before. You always find something new. And I know the next time I'm here, I want to try this again, but make it a little better. This is a very simple picture, it's clean. I'll probably take an iPhone photo of it and post it on Instagram. But I took this as a reference for the future. This is what Gen AI gave me. I would love to photograph a person reading a newspaper there. The original is very simple, it's clean, but something's missing. And as always, I think having a person like this in the frame would make it a little better, and especially because the sign above says books. Actually, I don't know if this is an actual bookstore. I think this might be a grocery store. I think I read it somewhere. I wanted to show two versions of this picture. I knew I wanted to capture a person in it. On the left, we have a person in all dark clothes. On the right, we have another person, but in red. Because the main colors are yellow and red, I thought the right picture made more sense. But at the same time, is it a little too matchy-matchy? Should I go with the picture on the left? Let me know. So here it is, my very first video of the year. I'm very happy with all the pictures that I took here, and I'm excited to see what else I'm gonna be taking this year. I didn't mean to rhyme. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.